Next, we're going to look at how you can process the forwarding balance situations. So for forwarding balance, either the insurance can state where the amount needs to be forwarded to. So they'll have the remit information, all that for you, and you just need to go and take that money and forward it to that remit. Or the remit information may not be available at this time. So when the remit information is not available at the time, you would just do the reversal step in the system and then wait for the insurance to provide you or furnish you information to where that amount needs to be forwarded to. So first let's look at the latter situation where the amount has to be um, forwarded, but you don't exactly know where it needs to be for. Insurance has not provided information as to where it needs to be forwarded to. So in that situation, you would just go and do um, a reversal and leave it unapplied. So we're gonna look at that. We'll just go to we'll go to the charges and edit charges and open up a charge where there was a previous payment that was received. So I'm gonna just pull up this patient. And so let's say the insurance says that there has to be some money which has to be taken out of this patient's previous payment and forwarded to a future remit. I'm gonna just try to search with date of service because this patient has got a lot of dates, so I'll just filter the date of service to pull it up. Okay. Okay, I think I got the wrong patient name here, so let me try to find the correct patient. Okay, so I found my patient. So this patient has got payment that was previously received, and so let's say the insurance states that this amount has to be forwarded, but you don't have the information right now that it needs to be forwarded to. So you can just click the reverse right here, and as you would do the regular reversal of a payment, you would just enter the amount that needs to be forwarded. Let's say $50 out of this has to be forwarded because they made an overpayment or something, and so it has to be forwarded to a future remit. We'll enter the reverse paid 50, and we can select the status that you want to leave it after it is being reversed, and just hit the plain reverse option. I'm just going to copy this payment number before I hit that so I can go and go to that payment. We'll hit the reverse. So it's brought back that $50 balance. Now we'll go to the payment, we'll search the payment. Now this payment of or that $50 which is reversed, now that $50 has come back into this account. Of course there's some other unapplied also sitting on this payment entry or payment for this payment. So the $50 is returned to that as unapplied. Now the insurance, let's say eventually the insurance comes back and says that this is the check that the amount has to be forwarded, and it gives you the remit that it needs to be forwarded to. You can click on the refund and hit and enter the amount that needs to be forwarded. So let's say if it's $50 that has to be forwarded from here, I'll hit proceed, and once it opens up the next screen, you're going to select to an existing payment, and you're going to say which payment you want to transfer it to. So let's say if I want to transfer it to this payment, I'm going to select that payment and hit the save, which will transfer that $50 to to that payment that I selected in the payment search field. So I'll save this, and it would transfer that amount. So now you can see the unapplied is reduced to $30. And if I go to the edit, it tells me where I transferred that amount to. It shows me that it was transferred to this payment. And if I search the payment, you would see it would have that additional $50. So you can see the unapplied now is $200 here because that $50 got transferred from that payment to here. Now this $200 is what would be applied for the new remit. You may also get a combination of forwarding balances and write-off or withhold amounts, which is retractions. So you want to make sure that there's both retractions and forwarding balances. You have to make sure that you put the correct amounts in the remit, offsetting the retractions and the forwarding balances. Now, this was a situation where the insurance did not have the remit information initially, but then later gave you the remit information that it needs to be forwarded to. The second situation is generally what you would see, where the remit information is provider, and they're telling you this is the amount that it needs to be taken from. So or this is the payment that or check it needs to be forwarded from, or they might mostly give you the claim information that it needs to be forwarded from. So in that situation, this is what you would do, and its method is very similar. So here I've got another one payment which is posted and applied to this charge. So let's say if this is the payment that the forwarding balance has to be taken from, we'll click on the reverse, and we'll enter the amount that has to be forwarded. So let's say the $50 has to be forwarded from here. We'll select the next action, which is we'll leave it the next status. Now in the first instance, I just hit the reverse, left it on applied, and then forwarded it to the future remit later on. But right now I have the information that I need to forward it to, so I'll just hit the reverse refund. And once I hit this, we can just select it to an existing payment, and the same step as we did before. Just select the payment, hit save, and it will transfer that money from this particular payment or this applied claim to and move it to the new remit. So that was how you can process the forwarding balance requests.